Hello everybody, 'tis I, the Rumpled One. Been getting a few videos and emails and visiting a few blogs out there in cyberspace, and they're talking about things like life hacking and habits and success and a whole bunch of things. And it's funny because this one email kind of said, if you really think that all you have to do is do what somebody famous did, if they got up early, you get up early, you're going to have the same success, you're kind of fooling yourself. Because you really are. I mean, it's like you're copying the outside, but it's what's inside that counts. Sure, early to bed, early to rise, and all that kind of stuff might work for some people, but it doesn't work for everybody. You got to do what works for you. And the thing about work is, it's work. And a lot of people know what they need to do. If you're overweight, you know what you need to do. Nobody needs to tell you. The problem is that you don't comply. Compliance. That's the key. Because you can have a list of what somebody famous does, or somebody successful does, or somebody healthy does. But if you don't comply, if you don't do what you need to do, it's not going to work. It's just like to my fellow traders. You guys know what you need to do. And in this case, you need to stop doing the things that cause you to lose money. Because it's that simple. Because rather than trying to look for the latest system or indicator or doodad that you think if you follow this it's going to work, it's not. It's because you don't have the fundamentals down. You keep doing things, you keep making mistakes, you keep doing things that cause you to lose, or cause the trade cost you money. You see, it's a difference of losing versus winning. You see, there's losing habits and there's winning habits. Now, there's also levels of skill. For example, I play bass. I'm not the world's best bass player, never claimed to be, never aspired to be. But usually when I go to jam sessions, people think I'm a good player because I don't make many mistakes. And that's because I don't try and do a bunch of fancy stuff. I just play the song and don't try to throw in all these cool licks and things, and stepping on other people's toes. Just sit back and just play. Just play a few notes. Everybody thinks you're good. But if you get out there and you try and show off and you really step in it, it's a train wreck. And people go, oh man. So, you see, I got this email. It talked about tennis. You said there's two different types of tennis players. There's like the professionals, and they actually win 80% of the points, whereas the amateurs, the weekend players, they lose 80% of their points. So if you're on this side, if you're one of those amateurs, all you have to do is focus on not making mistakes and let the other guy make a mistake. All you need to do is keep the ball and play. Don't try and hit some cool backhand down the line or some forehand cross court or something. No, keep the ball and play. Let the other guy, knock a home run over the fence or drive it into the net or, hit it wide. Let them make the mistakes. You pile up the points. Used to play racquetball that way. Just keep that ball and play, and let the other guy make the mistake. So that's just a few things I wanted to pass on. I know it's I'm kind of all over the place, but the thing is that, with compliance being the key is, you know what you need to do, so you just have to do it. And it's not necessarily about forming a habit, it's just making that decision. Because you see, from day to day, week to week, month to month, your decisions just start to stack up. So if you want to eat healthy, if you just keep doing that on a daily basis, then a few months or a year, you're going to be healthier. Same thing if you want to lose weight. Same thing if you want to quit smoking. It's just all about compliance. And then as far as being in business or just doing your job, once again, it's the compliance. You don't have to try and be like the best. Try and learn some new skill or technique, because that incremental difference is this. But if you just get rid of the errors, I mean, that's one of the things, the reason why the automakers in the U.S. got their butts handed to them by the automakers in Japan. Because in Japan, all they did was focus on doing what they're doing properly. It was quality, it was Deming. I've mentioned this in videos probably last year and the year before. Because when that quality back in the 80s was the big thing, everybody was jumping on Crosby, and I said, no, you got to look at what Deming, he's really the father of quality. Look at what he said. You know, just pay attention. I mean, you can do, like if I'm building something, you know, I can make precise cuts or I can make sloppy cuts, you know, but if I focus and pay attention, I can make that precise cut. It's in my skill set. There's nothing that I have to learn to do. I've already learned it. So now I just have to just keep doing it. It's just that simple. It's those little things. Because it's just like shooting a gun. You know, if you're just off that much at the end of the muzzle, by the time it hits the target, it could be off that much, depending on the distance. So once again, it's a matter of being focused and paying attention to what you're doing. Being, you know, the minimalists always talk about being mindful. Yeah, it's being mindful. But see, even there, the minimalists, once again, it's a facade, because people think that if they get rid of all their stuff, then they're going to achieve something. No, you can have the stuff or not have the stuff. You still got to do the work to achieve. You know, whether it's happiness, which that was a whole other video, so I won't even go down that path, because I know this one's really going all over the place. But sometimes, rather than just going from A to B, sometimes you have to zigzag back and forth, or take the circular route, take the scenic route to get to where you're going, because you might learn a few things that way. So hopefully part of this message got through somehow. Let me know in the replies. Maybe there's something you don't understand and I'll have to answer it maybe with another video. So just think about being in compliance, whether it's home doing your chores, or at work doing your job, or if it's some hobby you have like tennis or playing music. If you just think about that, just comply and try not to make the mistakes. Try to just focus on eliminating the mistakes and see if your results don't improve. So that's my message to you today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And, you know, send this video on. Make it go viral if you like. So thanks again. TheRumpledOne out.